So here's the additional problems for chapter 2, or chapter 5 assignment. It's just like the homework was, it's just some of the numbers are switched out. And it looks identical, just some of the numbers are switched out. So I'm having you concentrate right now on chapter 2. I extended this till October the 3rd because you guys will be testing on chapter 2 on Tuesday, your lab day. The group 2 tests Thursday, so I'm reviewing tomorrow. And then my other group will do it, I think, Monday night or Wednesday night. So 3 different ones. So I tried to kind of extend this out to give you a little time. And so probably next Monday we'll kind of go back to these problems, and I want to give you time to work on it. So that's right there, and you can email it to me from there.
The significant figures worksheet that you said we could do for extra credit, when is that due?
I've got it, I think it's Wednesday. This Wednesday, let's see.
For tomorrow?
Yeah, email it by Wednesday, September the 22nd at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And I printed off all that I had seen, because I'll start kind of reviewing that on Wednesday. So I'll go over the practice problems for significant figures tomorrow, and I'll go over the online test tomorrow, and then I'll go over and let you know what type of problems you'll see on your test next week. All right, let me go ahead and pull up these notes that you guys have. So we're going to start with Stadia first. All right, so this is our Stadia exercise around the building. So we've got to complete the notes. I didn't put a column in for adjustments. I think you're going to be off 100. I think that's all it's going to be off. I put an adjustment for the profile, but not for this one. What's the first thing we do? This is your notes outside. What's the first thing we're supposed to do? Our first 3 readings . We want to total these. We want to total all 3 readings that were read on our backside. I got 19.95 divided by 3. So you need to be keeping these notes matched. So that means that's my plus. So now that's what I'll add. What you gonna do next? You got your sheets? Oh, who's got sheets? These are from your exercises outside. So we're doing the Stadia one first. So what I did is just took the notes from the field book and put them in a Word document to make it easier for us to read the writing. What's next? Add the foresights.
And then you're going to get 12.82. And you'll divide that by 3, which is going to give you 4.273.
And it kind of compares.
And then you want to subtract that from that number.
And I'm gonna try to make sure that goes on the same line as my word that says term point 1. Yep, so y'all are learning. So I got 218.747. And looks kind of like that. All right, so now we pick the instrument up, we go on the other side.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a hard time finding the middle number, number you're supposed to then add or subtract to the elevation. How do you find it again?
Which one?
To add,
You add up the
you add all 3 of them and then you divide by 3.
Mm-hmm. So there's 3 numbers that we read, so that's why we divide it by 3.
Okay, that's cool. I get it.
All right, we're going to look at term point 1. We're going to total up that column. $11.29. Did anybody else get that? Divide by 3.
Yeah. 3.763.
Looks good. That'll be do you get a HI of 222.510? 3. If you keep it all the way out, I don't know how accurate it needs to be. Our instrument only is going to read to 2. Our rod's only set up to read to 2. All right, what do we do next?
Add all the foresight and then divide by 3 and then subtract that value.
Okay, so what did you get when you totaled them all?
10.84.
I got a second on 10.84.
Yeah.
Okay. Divide by 3, what'd you get?
3.613.
So this was my HI here. That's TP1. And when we subtract, that's going to be our TP2. Did you get 218.897?
Yes.
I got a little 3, but I'll keep that in. All right. Back sites, when you totaled the 5.41, 4.06, and 2.71, what'd you get? Divided by 3? 4.0. Anybody else get something different? Y'all get 4.06? I Got a second yet? Did I put it? Is it 1218?
1218.
Yeah. I put the number down wrong. 12.18. 4.06. Kept it all the way out. I don't really think it. All right, when you total the four sites now, as we're going to term point 3, what did you get?
16.43.
16.43.
And then we divide by 3, we get 5.4766.
5.477.
If you round up, maybe.
Yeah.
.7, yeah, so I'd say we're at 7. So that'll be our subtract. $217. Now, I don't know how that just happened. No, I didn't erase. But all my numbers are gone. No, I started to do that, and it's kind of like the other week. The other week it did the same thing. Because I have nothing. Oh, let me see if it's back here. Oh, there it is. It went over 2 pages on accident. What'd you get here for your TP3 217 what? 48? I got 4806, but I kept everything out. I'll just do 480 because that would be at least probably a 3. All right, total in this column.
I got 17.4756
Which one?
I got
in the last one.
14.05.
Okay, well, let me do the math. I got 16.43.
Right here. Divide by 3 gives me 5.477 if it rounds up. So we should have subtracted that. So the 222.957, I'm just going to drop off the 3, minus 5.477 gives me 217.480. So 48. If you're, okay. So 12.8 divided by 3 gives me 4. No, I got to do these down here. Sorry. Thank you. Somebody had
I got 14.05.
1405 divided by 3. 14.6 4 point, excuse me. It's not- I got it. Trying to see if I can squeeze it in here. Not looking too good. All right, last one.
I got 17.4.
40
4, yeah.
divided by 3.
5.80.
Hard to write that. All right, 222.16 minus 5.8 gives me 216.36. And it was supposed to be 216.37.
I got 37 on mine.
You got 37 when you did yours?
Yeah.
What? 263.
Where did your numbers differ?
I'm checking right now.
Who got 216.36 when you got to the end?
I didn't have, when you did 4.273, I only did 4.27.
You just dropped the 7. And like I said, I did, at some point I did,
I only did mine out in 2 decimal places.
and it tied perfect.
Yeah.
Anybody do them to 2 decimal and it came out perfect. Let's see anybody's notes that came out. How would we check to make sure our notes are right? Like a page check.
Is it the same one? Everyone?
So I would total this, this, so 4.683. So since I don't have room to write it on the and I'll add my foresights, which would be that one, that one. And that's 583. There's something wrong. 0.273. $19. So I took the beginning elevation plus the summation of the back sights minus the summations of the front sights. And I get 45.363. So our math's right. So the other thing we need to do is do the stadia distances. We need to figure out what the stadia is for this. I'm going to go one page over and do my stadia here. Now our constant for our instruments are 100. Let me go back. I want to put these notes down real quick for my stadia. Just putting my numbers here so I don't forget anything. I'm just making these notes all out. All right, so now we've got to do stadia. So I'm going to take a difference between 770 and 665. this is 105 as well. And it doesn't matter what line. Tell me if you get something different. That seemed like really a short distance. Okay, so I want to total this column up and this column up, and then we're going to add them together. You make these numbers would look like what you have. Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
So what did you do these?
This is how we're going to figure out our distances. So an example, when we got our backside on the DI, y'all were somewhere down here in the corner, and we took some upper, middle, and lower on the DI. You look like, so that would be if you multiply that by the constant, which is 100, you were approximately 105 twice, so you were 210 feet. Where the instrument is set up, and you read in upper, middle, and bottom, you can figure out how far away you were set up from. So Stadia gets more accuracy because you're reading 3 numbers, plus it can get you the distances. So Stadia will get you the distance, and you subtract the upper from the middle and then the middle from the lower. Now I'm gonna wait and multiply it by the constant when we get to the end, so I'm not having to multiply. You get these two numbers. You get 8.67 and 6.41. So we multiplied it by 100 because our constant for the levels we use here are 100.
The distance is down.
So y'all went 1,500
No, the word you wrote.
distance.
Okay, yeah.
So to get the distance, I added both stadias. For the back side, I added all the stadias. For the back side, I added all the stadias for the front side. And then I was able to get my total length around. So it kind of would look like, so your drop inlet was here. You set the instrument up here. This was roughly 210 feet. And then we gave a turn point somewhere around here. And it was 89 and 88, so 177? Yeah. Let me move this out. Then we went and set up the instrument right in here and got a back sight. And we were roughly 117 feet from a new setup. We did a turn point 2. I think we did it way down here. And that would be the 135. So we went 270 feet. This would be turn point TP1. This is the first HI. That's the drop inlet. That would be TP2. No, that's your HI. I'm just trying to put the distances out there. Then we did another TP3 way over here. I do know that. But we got another HI, so TP2. $210. 177. 117. It's 250 then. I think I got it right. So roughly, so I went in and multiplied it by my Stadia to begin with. So I had 210, that's weird. Yep, I got the exact same thing on then one. 210 plus 1.77 is 117 plus 247. 1508. That's how far you went around the building. Now, how much were we off?
0.01.
Okay,
Depending on it.
so let's do this.
0.01 or 0.00.
Let's figure out for federal government. That's allowable misclosure in millimeters. M is the constant. And K total perimeter. Total K is the total length leveled in kilometers. Okay, so we're off 100. So that's in And our K. So I need to convert this. And I'm going to use the conversion that they have on this page, which tells me I'm going to divide it by 0.0032 feet per millimeter. So that'll give us the conversion. Miss 0.00, yeah. And I'm not going to round up. So that's going to be our C. And now we've got to convert K to miles. And then we'll have to convert it. So that'll be and then the conversion to go from miles to kilometers, I'm going to use what the book has on page 111, which is kilometers per So I'm going to rearrange it. Slide up. C is 3.
got a slight different number. It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
What you got?
I got 4.464.
Yeah, I got that too.
It might be, maybe in my rounding, did I round somewhere? Or
Yeah, it probably was that.
I kept it all the way out. It's really not gonna make a difference. So some of you got 4.46,
0.64.
4.64,
Yeah.
and I got
Well,
4.4.
I got 4.
I don't know, 4.464. My bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
what it-
So 4.46, okay. So let's look at what the other group was asking. First order class 1 is 4. Third one. Second order class 1. This comes from the book. And it'd been nice if they'd have kind of done it in the chart form, just kind of like what I did for you. But they did it in a Word. I'll look at 110. Right here. All right, so if it would have been construction, 0.02 times the square root, 0.02 feet times square root of n. Now, Federal Geodetic Control Subcommittee has a different, it's kind of like a higher level of surveying, where C is the allowable loop or section misclosure. C is what we actually would get in the field. M is a constant and K is the total perimeter. So C is your allowable misclosure in millimeters, M is a constant, K is the length, leveled in kilometers for the loop. So if the Federal Geodetic Control Subcommittee specifies the constants of 4, 5, 6, 8, and 12 for the 5 classes in leveling. So first order class 1, the 4 goes with that. Second order class 2, 5 goes with that. The third one is second order class 1, which we've got the 6. The fourth one is second order class 2, which is your 8, and the fifth one is third order, which is your 12. So you never round up So we had that one that we did it in the book and they had 6.7. So we're going to look at ours is, we got 4.46 or 4.48, neither one, right? Is it less than 4?
No.
Is it less than 5? So that would tell me that the one that you did would fall there, which is really good. First order, class 2. We would have blew the construction standards out of the way. Why do you think you were more accurate on this one than any of the others?
Might have been that we just got used to it after a few times and we were able to pinpoint it more.
Yeah, getting better repetition. Plus you're reading that upper, middle, and lower, so then you can compare all three to make sure you didn't misread something. So usually Stadia is when you have a higher accuracy and then you're trying to get distances along with making sure that whatever we read in the middle is perfect. Any questions on that? So let's see. I know I can't. I'm gonna try to. Can I add another sheet in here? Like where I'm at now. Just got rid of the ones, what happened. get that back to where I was. I got it written down somehow. Take a break while I'm getting the next one up. gotta do our profile next. All right. So before we do our IFS, we need to check let's see how we tie in. So I'm going to take 206.81. Bad thing is, I can't see the bottom of the page. So I'm just checking the notes to see if I have to adjust them. So I took my beginning elevation on Cumberland 28 plus my backside to give me my HI. I'm going to go ahead and do the turn point 1. And I got 215.77. So we did these in the field because I wanted to check. So I didn't have anybody tie perfect, but I had several tie within 100. And take all my notes to make it nice and neat. Can we do a page check? Yeah. do my summation of my back sites, summation of my fore sites. So 2.71. Make sure my math's good before we do anything else. This is what you call a page check. So how much are we off? 0.01? Okay. Construction standards would be 0.02 times square root of number of setups. We have 3 setups. Not 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 HIs. So how much could we have been off for construction standards? And be within tolerance. So to get the formula for, let's see how this one's in. I'll probably get it turned off now. Just probably put the book back down. I don't want to mess with it right now, but construction standards is on that same page, that 110, where it's your 0.02 is a constant, and you take times the square root of your number of setups. And so I look at how many HIs I have, and I had 3. You could have been off 0.03. So we're okay. But if I want to adjust it, how would I go adjust this?
Don't you use the numbers that are in the elevation column, and then you do 0.3 times 1 for the first one, 0.3 times 2, so.
Yeah. Okay, so adjusting. We're off 0.01. You're going to divide it by 3, which is how many setups you had. Per setup. So this first one, it looks like something like that. So this one would be 215.773, which if I'm doing ground shots, I probably wouldn't even adjust this. And the next one would be And then the last one would be the exact same thing, 206.81. Because you'd say that 0.003 times 3, which would give you 100. And you add 100, you're going to get this. Remember how we did the homework, where I reviewed the homework, where we come back and we don't change the HI of the first one, we're going to change the HI here. We're going to use this number plus the 5.85. So I'm going to line through that. Real life, I wouldn't be trying to adjust this, because we're within construction standards, and usually your readings, you can't be any more precise than what our readings are. So I probably wouldn't have, but I'm going to write this stuff down. So now I need to get the IFS shots, those intermediate foresights shots. How do I need to go about doing that? Do I remember?
Wait, where's the med number come from?
We want to find the IFS. I want to find out.
So that's just without you rounding it, or is that without you?
So I want to know what the IFS shots are. So from 217.01, I want to subtract for station 0. These are all subtracted. So I got 211.58 here. And now we were still set up, and we were able to see 3 shots from that one HI. This, by adjusting it. So when I adjusted this number, the 215.07, that was the first setup. So I started right here. I said we were off 100 from down here. We adjusted on divided by how many setups that you have. So we had 1, 2, 3 setups. That gives me 0.0033 per setup. Remember how?
I got that. So the red one came from basically using the adjusted elevation
And add this right here. Yeah, that's what I did. Like I said, this is higher level surveying. I mean, this is usually what the actual licensed surveyor does if they're going to do any adjustments. It's not, like I said, the book says elementary surveying, but this stuff that we're doing is higher level, very high level. All right. So now I've got those 3. You need to make sure you fill this in, because we're going to be using this sheet. The next time I meet with y'all in the lab, not next week because that's your test, but the week after, we're going to start putting this in Civil 3D, and we're going to be plotting this by hand. All right, so then once we moved and we got set up, we could read the rest of the stakes from that one setup. So we were able to read all of these from the one setup. So I'm going to use my adjusted one, and all of these come off. So you're gonna use the 221.623. Kind of what you got? Do you agree with what I have? Not sure. Yeah, looks good. So all those, once we did the turn point, we could see past those tractor trailers, we set the instruments up over there close to the back, and we were able to read everything from that one setup. That's why all these are minuses. You only, when you first set up, it's the back sight. Everything else, after you've set up and got your back sight reading, is all foresights. Either they're intermediate foresights or they're foresights. So what's that telling me? My elevation at 0 is 211.58. Everybody kind of, do you see where I got this note from? You got it copied onto your paper.
Yeah, but what do you do afterwards?
What am I going to do after it?
Yeah.
I'll show you. So once you get this, I'm going to start next week after showing you, and I may even do it during next week's class. You're taking your tests. May do it. I'll figure it out when we, how I want to do this. Let me save this.
So we don't adjust the last HI?
No, because you didn't have any more readings past there. So that was the last one for the actual road. So I didn't even finish it out just because I knew there were no more readings. If you'd read one other one past that, then yeah, I should have adjusted this one. In real life, I wouldn't have adjusted it at all because there are only 100. Put this on my desktop so I'll have it. So what's going to take place next? Just put that in this Mason. So I've got paper already plotted out for everyone. And this is what we're going to start with. So you would essentially say, looking down on a sky view, let me get my overlay. And I'm just going to roughly do it, and then I'll have y'all doing it with me next week. That's 0 plus 0, 0. And we staked every 50 feet. You don't have to have a scale, but I'll probably put a scale. So I'm trying to line straight up from here, straight up. And I've got scales, and I've got these. And we didn't read the last one, we just did 4. Okay. What was my elevation on the ground at 0 plus 0, 0? What do we get for that? Okay, so looks like 211, and if I'm only looking at 0, 0, 51, 152, 253, 354, the lowest I see is the 0, and the highest I see is 219. So I'm going to count this line is 220, the very top. And then each dark line is going to be 1 foot. So that would be 19, 18, 17, 16. That would be 215. And that would be 210. Something like that. Might even do 225. So we'll set up a scale. Something like that. So that'd be 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215. All right. So the first one is, you told me 211.58. So this is 210. The next black line's 211. And then every little red tick, there's 5 in between, or 0.2. So I'm 210.58. I'm going to say it's right here. And then when I go to 50, it's 214.53. So I'm going to come over and on the 15 line, there's my 214. 214.3 would be halfway between there. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so that's what we're going to do on paper. Think you'd be up for that challenge? Yeah, maybe. Okay. So let me show you it real quick in AutoCAD. I might actually just put it on the board itself. Move this out of the way and put it on the board itself. Let me show you some examples of how this would go in CAD. Plan view is looking down from the sky, and profile will be you know, what the road looks like, you know, at a side view. Plan and profile. This is Civil 3D. So this would be new to you. Takes a minute to load. So it kind of looks like that. That's not the one that I had. 2020. There. I don't see my plan view on it. I should have one that's got the plan view and the profile view. All right, so there's our 0, 051, 152, 253, and it just pushes the dash where that is. I actually have points in there. I actually got points put in there for each one. Then AutoCAD will set up this for us. In other words, the road was in a different area and they had to 1130 and we had to 1158. So CAD will start putting, will actually put these lines in for us. And this will probably take most of maybe 30 minutes to do in this, 30 minutes at the most to put this in CAD. So we're going to do it by hand, and then we're going to do it by, once everybody gets something drawn up by hand, then we're going to sit down at the computer and put it in the computer in Civil 3D. All right, so I think we've got a good start on that. Tomorrow we will be reviewing Chapter 2. Thursday's y'all's day off, so the other group's taking the test, and then Monday y'all will take the test. So the next time would be Tuesday, so we'll probably start doing this. No, your test is going to be, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let your test be Monday. Bad thing is, then I got the second group that normally logs in on Monday. They're going to have, I'll have to make sure that they log in too. Well, it doesn't matter if it's Tuesdays, they won't log in next week, Monday or Tuesday. I'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. We'll go on it. And then we'll talk about the test tomorrow. Any questions? Let's get, save it. so I won't see y'all anymore this week because they have their test. Well, besides online tomorrow, because they got their test Thursday, so you won't be able to log in at Thursday at all.
So we're not going to meet online tomorrow either, or?
Yeah, we will.
Oh,
Yeah, I will. That's why I'm gonna review for the test tomorrow.